going through the smaller towns of Republika Srpska. Here's funny, here's an interesting looking Orthodox church, because if you ask me, it looks more Catholic to me, or even Mormon. It's definitely Orthodox. I know.
I left Sutjeska and Gatsko behind, and headed in the direction of the Adriatic Sea, toward Trebinje and Dubrovnik. Bileća is a tiny town, unremarkable dot on the map. Here I discovered a tiny syncretic microcosm of Yugoslav history, where the monuments to communists and Serbian nationalists live side by side with about 10,000 people.
This is, gosh, I'm looking and finding more cool stuff. I'm like, I'm gonna be, I'll start making movies.
Seemingly unremarkable settlement served, in some ways, as a gateway to Bosnia, a frontier of imperial expansion. The town is dated to the 13th century. Initially part of the Serbian kingdom, Bileća came under rule of Bosnia in 1373. In 1388, it was the site of one of the first battles between Bosnia and expanding Ottoman state. During the battle, Bosnian Duke Vlatko Vuković Kosaća lured much greater Ottoman force into nearby canyons, where it was slaughtered. Bosnia won the Battle of Bileća, but was eventually conquered 75 years later.
Wow, this is just awkward. You walk at night and you see this.
During the Herzegovina uprising in 1875 to 1877, a number of engagements between Ottoman authorities and Serbian rebels were fought in vicinity of Bileća. In 1878, the town, together with the rest of Bosnia, came under control of Austro-Hungarian Empire. In 1918, Bileća became part of Kingdom of Yugoslavia.
See who do we got here? Milorad Samaric. He's probably a Chetnik. He's what call it, like a Chetnik park. See, that's definitely Yugoslav right there. I mean, the town is definitely interesting. I like the color of this town. So you got a Chetnik Park here. I guess it's a Chetnik Park. I don't know. Here you get this big plaza. Just gonna keep walking around here and exploring this town a little bit more. Sasha. Here's our Mormon-looking Orthodox church.
Now we're going to visit two interesting parks located next to one another. Both parks pay homage to two opposing forces, which initially clashed on the battlefields of World War II, and later on the discussion forums and comments sections of the internet. Yugoslavia was invaded by the Nazis in April 1941. Quickly, two main resistance groups emerged. Chetniks were mostly composed of the monarchist and nationalist elements. Its fighters, mostly Orthodox Serbs and Montenegrins. Draža Mihailović, a Yugoslav general, became its leader. Initially, Chetniks fought together with the communist partisans. However, already in the autumn of 1941, Chetniks switched alliances and began to cooperate with puppet Nedić government in Belgrade and the Axis occupiers. Following Tehran conference, Allied support went to the communist partisans. Despite that, Chetniks are viewed favorably by the contemporary Serbian nationalist elements within the countries of former Yugoslavia. Ravnogorski Park was unveiled in Bileća in 2014. It features the statues of various Chetnik leaders. Sculptor Milove Bokic designed the park. At the unveiling ceremony, surviving Chetnik veterans were present.
Okay, and finally we got going to a counterbalance to the Chetnik Park, and here is the Partisan Park.
Less than 50 meters away is a park of the people's heroes, commemorating partisans who laid their lives fighting Axis invaders. The monument was unveiled in the year 1956. Following the annexation of Yugoslavia, Eastern Herzegovina became part of the independent state of Croatia. Ustaše authorities immediately pursued the policy of ethnic cleansing against the Serbs. Croatian atrocities triggered the uprising on June 3, 1941, spearheaded mostly by the group of Serbian peasants. Yugoslav historian Dedijer describes the preliminary results of the uprising. Quote, like an avalanche, the insurrection roared through the districts of Nevisinje, Bileća, and Gatsko. The entire area was liberated, with the exception of the towns. As soon as the danger threatened, it sufficed for the commander to fire one shot to summon all able-bodied men, not only from the village, but from the entire district. End quote. News of Ustaše atrocities and German invasion of the Soviet Union on June 22, 1941, further increased rebels' enthusiasm. The uprising was finally suppressed in the early July of 1941, with the arrival of the Italian troops. I already had a video about a major battle in nearby Sutjeska Canyon, and we'll have another one about Yablanica. The liberation of Eastern Herzegovina took place in the autumn of 1944. Two events greatly aided partisans in this endeavor, mainly capitulation of Italy in September 1943, which reduced Italian military presence in Montenegro and on Adriatic coast, and the arrival of Soviet troops on Yugoslavia border in September 1944. Mostar in Western Herzegovina was liberated in February, and Sarajevo in April of 1945.
This guy is Tomanovic Vlado.
This was a little excursion into the small town in the Balkans. I doubt much info can be found in the guidebooks one can purchase at Barnes & Nobles, or that Rick Steves will visit it in one of his programs. Some viewers might shriek in horror that I took them to some podunk in Eastern Europe, seemingly inhabited by nationalists. To those viewers I say, travel where it suits your fancy. I was always drawn to least explored, overlooked places. If you like this video, thank you for following me here.
Seeing got some foxes.
Drakuljica Fortress was constructed at the end of 19th century by the Austrians, just outside of Bileća, overlooking the eponymous lake. Initially a border fortress, it fell in disuse over time. Today, a mama dog and her two puppies live here.
Oh my god, guys, I don't have anything. Alright. Oh. Yeah, this is... Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. What do we got here? Here. Gosh, trust me, I would want to take you home. Okay. Would totally take you home. It's okay. This fortress has a cool lake view, but oh my god, what the fuck. Okay, shit. Oh. Well, you're gonna protect me against all the wolves here, okay? God, guys, I'm sorry. I wish I would take you home. I will take you home in a heartbeat. Ой, осторожненько. I will take you home in a heartbeat.